Hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to the show today, and of course, it's another episode, basically the sixth episode of the Premier League Cruise Predictions, Season 1, Episode 6, with Tony Claude Gunner TV, and of course, my business partner, probably maybe a co-owner of this channel now, Sam Shaffeq. Big ups to you, Sam Shaffeq. How you doing, man?
Thank you, Tony, for bringing me on the show. I love this show; it's amazing, and I'm looking forward to this weekend. So
Yeah.
excited! We have a lot of things to cover this weekend, which is amazing. We've got big game in London. Yeah, I'm
Mm.
excited.
You're excited, right? Sam, yeah. See, last weekend, which were the games that really stood up for you last week?
Um, to be
Before we
honest,
get into the analysis of the new ones coming up.
yeah, to be honest, last weekend the main game that stood out for me, obviously throughout the week there was games as well, but last weekend it was Man City Nottingham Forest. That was a
Mm.
very good game to watch.
Yeah,
First half,
it had everything. It had
yeah,
everything in it. Mm.
yeah. First half, I thought Man City is gonna go and score 8 goals, 10 goals like Newcastle, but the second half, I think Rodri just had it. He's like, I'm done.
I'm
And
done.
ever since he didn't play for in the Champions League final in
Mm.
2021 against
Yeah,
Chelsea, from
yeah.
that game onwards, he has played every game.
Exactly. And I thought there was also a time that Rodri came out. I think this was last season. He came out and he said, "You know what? Yeah, I would have to speak to the boss, Pep Guardiola,
No, at the
and to
beginning
the
of
boss."
this season, at the
Was it
beginning
the
of this
beginning? Oh, it was at the big. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. That was at the beginning of the season. Rodri came out and then he said he would speak to the boss and he would also speak to the club and the board. That see, he's getting older. He can't play 67 games a season again.
um,
He's literally tired, and it's showing. Uh, you know, in his personally, not necessarily in his performances because he's a big player, isn't it?
no, I've noticed what Rodri has become so far.
Mm,
Rodri is a combination of, I would say, um, Xavi and Busquets.
mm,
He's a
mm,
combination of Xavi and Busquets.
yeah,
It's or combination of Casemiro and Modric,
and
because
Modric.
he controls the game. Literally, he controls the game. He's the heartbeat of Manchester City. He's
Yeah,
the most important player in Manchester City.
of course. Anyway, when we doing the analysis of the Manchester City match coming up this weekend, we will definitely chip that one in. Right now, Glasgow Red TV. I started with that guy. First of all, the comment down here is our Facebook page. So me and Sam Shafiq, guys, mind you. Sam Shafiq is now a co-owner officially of this channel too. So of course you can see him doing the Premier League London cruise. So he's a part owner of this channel now because he's a partner. So yeah, so he takes those interviews down there, and since then the channel have been on this real big push, mostly with our YouTube shots. That's all, Sam Shafiq. See,
Appreciate.
you can also check us out on our new outlet. Tony Cloud Gunner TV Arsenal. You can support us there, and just join in the shout there with other Arsenal fans down there. Of course, Glasgow Red Chart TV is also here, man. That's my big guy. Yeah, it says big up Tony. Hey, how you doing? Hope you're good. Amy Baba is also in the house. Pure Arsenal fan in the
Thank you, mate.
house. Likes
Thank you, mate.
football. It's down here with us. Amy Baba, po. And of course, we also have, and it says big up, guys. Yeah, of course, we also have Wolfgang Division. It's also down here with us. It says big up, people. Wolfgang. Wolf. I like. Why do I like calling you Wolfgang? See, our first matchup that we'll have to talk about today, man. Aston Villa versus Brighton. That's the league opener on Saturday. Mind you, Aston Villa versus Everton. Everton beating Aston Villa last week, 2 goals to 1. Just when you thought that this Unai Emery team is kicking up a notch, kicking up a gear, and they're ready to tear teams in the league, and then they go down to lose against Everton. What do you make up, of that?
I think in the Premier League, whenever a team neglects a game, they
Mm,
would lose. No matter who is in front of you, it's a
yeah,
Premier League game.
yeah,
Yeah, and I
mm,
believe Aston Villa turned up thinking, we're gonna win. It's an easy win. Yeah, we're gonna turn up and we're gonna win." And that wasn't the
mm,
case. Calvin Lewin was on, and
yeah.
that guy made the difference. Made a
He
huge
made
difference.
he made the difference. That's for sure. And see, yeah, even if that game against Aston Villa was an EFL Cup game, Everton is cooking already, man. So we can now see how difficult Everton can be on the day. Sometimes if they genuinely want to come out and make themselves a nuisance to some teams, they can do it. So but again, we'll get back to that when we get to Everton, right? Right now, it's Aston Villa and Brighton. Brighton lost their EFL Cup game to Chelsea Football Club. We'll still talk about that when we get to Chelsea. Yeah, Jackson getting that goal and raising his hands to God. You know what? Yeah, when this guy came, I'll talk about it. Yeah, people were saying this guy looks like the prime Drogba. I felt that people were just kind of like too early in those comparisons. Yeah, because of course Jackson comes with that agility, that movement. Of course, is a bully most of the time, but he's just not getting the goal. So when you look at it from that standpoint, you can't really compare him to Didier Drogba because he was always scoring goals. But again, that's Everton. We're still talking
But
about Aston Villa. Yeah, you were saying, yeah, yeah, chip in.
just in bracket before we get
Mm,
to Aston Villa, Didier Drogba scored only 16 goals in 2 seasons. In the first 2 seasons, only 16 goals. First 2 seasons. So he was struggling first 2 seasons for goals.
mm, mm.
Didier Drogba. How?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But again, Sam, you of all people have to even understand this that we're in a cutthroat league. You have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to score goals. See, you have to hit the ground running because criticisms will be there.
Yeah,
No one cares if Drogba couldn't score this, Drogba couldn't score that. He's already a legend at the football club. He does
yeah,
nothing to his legacy. What happens is that Jackson has to come to that Chelsea club and put his money where his mouth is. He has to start scoring goals. He has to help build his own confidence, and you can only do that by scoring goals. You're in a big club for crying out loud. That's how I look at it. I don't know how you want to look at it, but bro, see, even this guy that came to Rasmus, that came to Manchester, he's feeling the heat. All these guys, no matter whether you just came into the league, you feel the heat instantly. There's criticism because you were bought with big money. You're earning big money in a big football club. So generally, you have to hit the ground running. I'm not saying it's a must, but even if you to score maybe like 15 goals in a season, You have to make sure it comes at the start of the, at the start of the season, so that you can appease the fans who would see you as that person that, okay, let's give him time. Maybe he might get more goals. you know.
Yeah.
But again, we'll get back. Bro, enough talk, man. We'll get down to that Chelsea. But again, Brighton losing against Chelsea Football Club in the EFL Cup. But Brighton won against Bournemouth at home, 3 goals to 1. What do you make of this Brighton Aston Villa match, man? Do you
So
think it's gonna
I,
be a cracker?
I think it's going to be a very good game. The only thing is, if Ferguson is playing for Brighton, the game is different.
Mm.
But if he's not playing for Brighton, the game is, uh,
Uh,
is scary
yeah,
because
it's scary.
Ferguson is like it's like a hardened factor in Brighton. Yeah, and he scores goals for fun. That
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
is 18.
yeah.
I believe he's 18-year old or 19-year
But
old.
why haven't City gone for this guy?
I think they thought he's not developed yet, and that's what happened with Haaland. They gave him 2 years to develop at Dortmund, and they were monitoring him until
Yeah.
he developed enough, and then he chose City over any other club.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So do you think City is just waiting in the, waiting in the wings,
I
targeting
don't.
this
I
guy,
don't
or do you
think.
think he will go to another football club, Ferguson?
I don't think he's gonna go to City because Haaland is staying there. Haaland
Mm,
is staying there for the next few years.
few
Um,
years, and you
yeah,
have Alvarez too. So I don't literally see any
yeah,
space
yeah.
for him
There's
to
no
exploit.
space for Ferguson.
Yeah, yeah,
There's,
he'll want to go to a club where he could, he could see game time and
I
score
just
lots of
didn't
goals.
don't know why Chelsea didn't go for him or Arsenal didn't go for him. Or
But Chelsea went for Palmer. Chelsea went for Palmer. That was a shocking one. Even Chelsea manager didn't know they were going for Palmer
but he's making the
until the
difference.
deal was done.
He's making the difference now
Hmm.
with
Isn't
his
it too
movement.
early? Isn't it too early,
His
man?
movement is the movement. But let's talk about Aston Villa.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think this game would be it's very tough to predict.
Mm,
However, knowing Brighton and being at the top of the league, like top three of the league, just right behind Liverpool,
yeah,
it's it's not an easy place to be. So
yeah,
if they want to maintain that, they would have to win. And
mm,
for Aston Villa to get something out of this season, they have to get something out of this game. Out of this kind of games, they need to get something out of it.
yeah,
Knowing that they have just lost to Everton, so it would be two losses on the bounce. It would be very hard. I would I would personally say it will be a very tight game, maybe
mm.
2-1 for Brighton.
Yeah. But again, in the league, Aston Villa beat Chelsea. Yeah, 1-0, and of course in the league, Brighton beat Bournemouth 3-1. Yeah, do you really think that players like Mitoma should step up more in a team like Brighton,
No,
because they've
I,
they've been flip flops this season. They get to win the big games, and just in those games that you think that they would pull up their weight and just crush the opponent, they just fall on their knees and car to mid table teams also. What do you make of that?
I think Matoma is it's a player that has proven to be a fantastic player.
Yeah.
He can have a day off sometimes. He can be not fully on it
Hmm.
sometimes, but when he's on it, you better believe he's going to make a difference.
You better believe it's going to make that difference. Yeah, but I clearly believe that. It's just that when you see games like, because they beat Manchester United, and that was in at Old Trafford, 3 goals to 1. Then coming back from that, they went straight into the Europa. I think, is it the Europa League or so, and
Yeah,
then they got a loss, 3-2 loss against AEK Athens. Yeah, and that was 3-2. So when you see in this type of imbalances with Brighton, one has to say, you know, when you look at them from the start of the season and you say, okay, they're getting those wins, but at the same time, they're not really pulling their weight where they should be pulling their weight, then it means that they might just revert back to being a mid-table team when the chips are down, when the season, is in overdrive.
I mean, it's for Brighton. It's an early days because they have never been in Europe. They have never played in Europe,
Mm,
so that has an impact on any team. Um,
okay.
Usually it has an impact on the likes of Liverpool, on the likes of Manchester City. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's having an impact on Brighton as well. Okay,
Mm, mm.
so that would make or break them if they can pull their weight in that Europa League. Then they can be, they can be counted as top six, I would say,
That's
instead of,
top six.
yeah,
What's your prediction for that matchup, brother?
2-1, 2-1 for
Two
Brighton.
one. 2-1
2-1
for
for Brighton.
Brighton. And
Yeah,
mind you, Aston Villa is at home. It's an Unai Emery show tomorrow.
yeah, yeah.
So you believe Brighton will beat Aston Villa
Yeah, I
at home
think Brighton
at
has
Villa
has
Park?
it has it in them to beat Aston Villa. It's going to be tight, but I think it's going to
Okay.
be 2-1.
Okay, good. The second game we're going to go into, maybe from, see, yeah, Sam, I'm also thinking that me and you have to also do a prediction kind of game where, if anyone who wins the prediction, me and you will predict. Anyone who wins it, wins, a point or something like that. We might, have a little bit of a competition, going with that one. Maybe mid-season we'll start off that one. See, Everton, Luton, man. See, Luton, they haven't even won a game this season,
Yeah,
bro. And they face Everton at home, and Everton is looking good. See, yeah, Luton lost to Zeta, of course, in the EFL Cup. They also lost. They drew with Wolves. They lost to Fulham. They lost to West Ham. It's a shambles. Yeah, they're rooted deep down in the table, in the Premier League table. While I can say the same thing for Everton, since they faced Arsenal, these guys they've had a big bounce. They've beaten Brentford 3-1 away. They've beaten Aston Villa away again, 2 goals to 1. See, what do you think? This might be the time that Everton actually, places a balance to their wins this season.
I think usually in the past few seasons, Everton
Mm,
goes on a run of 4 wins in a
mm.
row, and then they uh, they go
I've heard
back to
that.
reality. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if they win the next game 3-1 or 3-0. I wouldn't be surprised about it.
So
Yeah.
of course you see Luton, but again, see Shafiq,
Luton,
yeah,
remember, Luton is £17 million budget. That's all what it is. Yeah,
that's all what it
and
is.
it
Yeah,
came off playoffs,
yeah,
and in the
exactly,
playoffs it was penalties.
exactly.
You get it? So it's not something that it's not like even Burnley, who won the championship with 20 plus points extra with Sheffield United. They are struggling. Sheffield United just got beat by 8-0 by Newcastle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So the Premier League has elevated, but these three teams have not done their homework before they
They've
come
not
to.
done their homework, and again, coupled with the fact that they will get certain amount of money for qualifying into the Premiership. I really do believe that they should be actually setting aside a serious budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you've gotten that promotion to the Premiership, there's a certain budget,
They
that
give
you
you
should be
100
able
million.
to.
They give you 100
Exactly,
million.
exactly. At
The
least you
only
should
problem
budget
is the
50
only
million.
problem
Should
is
50 million should be going into players, into buying
I'm going to
players,
tell you what the
into
problem is. I'm going to tell you what the problem is. While you are in the championship,
yeah.
the players in their contract, every player has a clause in their contract. If they get promoted to the Premier League, they have
Uh-huh.
to get a bonus, a certain bonus. So that instead of 22 players getting bonuses from 200 million, that's another one. Do you get it?
Mm,
Oh,
mm,
it's quite a lot to pay for before you can count or put some money aside for building and getting new players and
yeah.
so on.
Mm. Mm, mm. But anyway, if Everton manages to get the whole 3 points against Luton, see, they'll be having 7 points, which could take them up till 12th in the league. Do you foresee, because last season Everton were in a relegation scrap, do you think that this season, yeah, that they would be able to, solidify their position, knowing that there are other teams down there that will take the beating this season, mostly in the relegation scrap this season in the Premiership. Sheffield United not doing well, rooted deep down in the Premiership table. Burnley also not doing well. I've just only gotten 1 point in 5 games. That's shocking. And of course, Bournemouth is looking bad too. And of course, Wolves is also struggling. Do you think that Everton, will you know will sit pretty in the league this season? Sam Shafiq is a little bit off right now, but I think he'll come back. See, yeah, uh, I really don't think that Everton this season will get into a relegation scrap because they're getting points. They're getting points. Calvin Lewin looks good again. He's scoring goals once again. And imagine this was a striker that Arsenal was once looking at. And he might not really be he's not that kind of striker you want anyway. But again, Sam, you went off a little bit, so
Sorry,
I was
sorry.
just continuing. No, no, no problem. I'll just continuing in the talk. Everton. Do you think that Everton will
I
be?
think
Would they be in a relegation scrap come end of the season?
we cannot actually. I personally think anyone from any the bottom 10 teams, were every one of them will be struggling.
Mm,
Um, well, I'm not going to include Chelsea because it's going to be unfair, but everyone else that is in the bottom 10 um, will be struggling and will be scraping for points and trying to get out of the relegation battle.
mm.
But it will be tight. It will be tight, like Wolves, like
Yeah,
Everton.
but again, you see teams like Burnley. Yeah, teams like Burnley have only gotten 1 point in 5 games. Yeah, your legend is down there, of course,
Yeah.
running things in Burnley. Sheffield United only just 1 point. Those teams are rooted deep down in the Premiership table. Teams like Luton just 1 point in 5 games. Bournemouth looking like the whooping boys again this season again, with just 3 points, only just one win in about
Yeah.
6 games.
So
So it's
they,
shocking. So there's several teams to take the shot on on that with that relegation battle
I see
that will
seven
leave
or eight of them.
Everton free to just run away with it.
Yeah, yeah. I think 7 or 8 of those teams will be fighting relegation because it's going to be very tight. It's going to be
Mm,
very tight.
it's gonna be very tight.
For Everton, I'm not sure if they're going to be in the relegation battle. I
Yeah,
just think they will be maybe somewhere around 15 or 16.
or 16. Yeah.
Yes, but
Mm.
nothing less than that. If they continue.
Prediction. What's your prediction? Everton versus Luton.
3-1 Everton.
3-1, 3-1. See, man, I think Luton, they're the whooping boys of this league. Yeah, but, very poor. They've not invested in players. I think these guys they would receive a beating from Everton, and
Yeah.
Everton is looking on, gathering all these points from all these little teams because that's where they can literally get points this season. So they would catch up all those teams and get those points. So I do see Everton winning like 4 goals to one. There won't be any drama in that one. Everton. And again, Everton is at home. They're at Merseyside in their comfort zone. Sean Jack football will be on full play and full overdrive. So let's see what happens. See, the next one, it's a big one, yeah. Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. See, at Old Trafford, Manchester United, yeah, on the day in the, I think, was it in the was it the EFL Cup?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, yeah,
yeah, in the EFL Cup, they beat Crystal Palace. Yeah, do you
yeah.
think that was a one-off, or do you think that in the league game, these guys are gonna come smoking? What do you think?
Um, I think if you look at it, two wins on back to back for Man United.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that maybe brings the momentum back
the confidence back. Yeah.
and confidence back. So most probably, if they can win against Crystal Palace on Saturday, that
Mm.
would give them some lifeline.
Some lifeline, yeah, that momentum to keep going,
Yes,
right?
yes,
But again, do you think because that momentum they got, yeah, was against Burnley, yeah, and we all know that Burnley is they're the whooping boys of this league,
yeah,
whether we like it or not, because in 5 games they've only just gotten 1 point, so it's a very poor team, poor team. So for Manchester United to go to Tough Moor and come up with a 1-0 win that they struggled actually to get. You can't really say that would be a big confidence booster. They should be beating Burnley anyway. And again, now they'll be facing Crystal Palace, which is a very tough game, whether we like it or not. But do you think even after those wins, yeah, do you think you can say Manchester United? Do you think they're back? Can you
no,
say that?
we can't say they're back. We can't say they're back, but we can say they have a momentum. And if they can win this game coming up,
Mm,
then because these are the easy games that they have, yeah,
okay.
and that would
But
give
Crystal
them.
Palace won't be easy, man. They still have some players that can cause problems, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
I
easy.
understand, but it's easier than others.
Okay, if you want to say so.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say it will be a tight game, but it will be 2-1.
2-1, yeah. Who do you think is going to score? Who has impressed you in that Manchester team
Okay. The only
late?
impressive thing that I can say from Manchester United is Casemiro.
Mm,
Yeah. You know what? Casemiro is not. He's exposed because he doesn't have the right players around him.
around him.
Yeah. Like Bruno is not the player that you put next to Casemiro.
But Bruno has been a consistent player for Manchester
That now
United in
that
other seasons.
no,
Again, that's excuses for Manchester United, man.
you
Big
know.
excuse, man. And they had the time. They brought in players. They brought in Amrabat. They had the
Oh,
money. They spent it on Mason Mount. So
I
whatever
think
they're
Amrabat is
experiencing
going to
right
be a
now.
difference maker because Amrabat is the guy that's going to do the running and he's going to help Casemiro.
But I think when he came on in his first game, he played that left back or something like that.
So
How-
inverted left back, which is good.
okay,
Yeah, which is something
okay.
Ten Hag is learning from, and
Mm.
he will be helping Casemiro and helping the left side at the same time. So that system I think would work for Manchester United. It's
Uh, but is it really working for a team like Arsenal? We can see Zichenko, yeah, always drifting out of his left back position, and most times he's been ripped apart defensively. I'm not talking of invertedly, but defensively, he's been ripped apart. Uh, do you think in this league, yeah, because we all know that this league comes with big pressure. Do you think putting that kind of big pressure on a player like Amrabat in his first season for Manchester United. Uh, do you think that's a proper way to go, or to just put this player? in his position and just allow him to cook rather than, putting him
So
in these inverted situations that will come back to haunt him at the end of the day if he doesn't play well. And mind you, if you don't play well, you know, there's a goddamn army out there ready to criticize you, and
yeah,
that might
so
shake him up a little bit.
Amrabat is on loan. So whatever he has to show it this season.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah, and
fair
Ten
enough.
Hag is trying everything right now. He is trying to cover himself. He doesn't care about anybody. He wants to save his ass.
He
So,
wants to say, no
so,
problem, man. No
so
problem.
he wants to save himself. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and that way he needs to not care about anybody. He needs
Mm,
to make sure he puts everyone wherever he thinks they can help him.
they can help him.
Yeah.
What's your predictions for that matchup? Manchester United, Crystal Palace.
Two
Who do you see
one,
scoring?
2-1, and I see Casemiro scoring, and
Okay,
maybe Rashford.
but will it be an easy one?
It won't be an easy. It won't be
It
an
won't
easy.
be an okay. So it
No.
will be an hard fought win,
Yes.
technically.
Yes.
Okay, good, good. We extend to the new one. Newcastle versus Burnley. My brother, my brother. See, man. Newcastle are beginning to pull their weight in the league this season. See, they, bro, what a week for Newcastle United. Yeah, they went into the San Siro. Many people felt like, it was a drab draw, but looking at it from Newcastle, they haven't been in the Champions League. Came, you know, went there for the first time, went to San Siro, yeah, put up, a bit of a resistance. I never knew how they escaped San Siro without losing that game. Good. Maybe we didn't allow them for such positions, but they got a 0-0 draw, which for me, if looking at it from the group of death, that was a good game, yeah, for them, yeah. And then they went to Sheffield United, completely destroyed these guys. 8 goals to 0. Like they didn't even concede one goal. These guys are that brutal right now. See, the Newcastle regime and the machine is on overdrive right now. It's a masterclass from this guy. And you know what, Sam Shafiq, this is the one that I love so much. I told you when they did this to you. I'm very, very happy when you get beaten, man. I'm buzzing. I'm happy, man. They see they put you on the floor. Yeah, they put you on the floor. They beat you guys in St James Park. Manchester City out of a competition that Pep Guardiola likes using as his prop up competition. To test out the fitness, but he always won those trophies. So for me, Newcastle beating you guys, beating Sheffield United, making a statement 8-0, getting a draw with AC Milan, and even before that, they were able to beat Brentford by 1 goal to 0. These guys are cooking. And right here, you're giving them chickens in Burnley in the weekend. What do you have to say, Sam Shafiq?
No, I think Newcastle are a very good team. Respect for Newcastle. They might even have a shot for winning the league. They might even have a shot for winning the league with the way they are playing. It's just the consistency
Mm,
is what's gonna hold them back. However, they
yeah,
bought right. They bought right. They bought the right players.
yeah,
Bear in mind, they have a very good 22 squad members. Very good 22 squad members. Like
yeah.
their right back the other day in front of Grealish.
Mm.
Wow. Wow.
Oof,
Wow. That
oof,
guy.
oof.
Amazing. Amazing player. One of the
Yeah.
best players I have seen. Um, but and against Burnley, I'm gonna give it
Mm.
to you straight up 5-0 Newcastle.
It will be a whooping, man. It will be a whooping. And again, look at Vincent Company. Yeah, he's your legend. He's played football in your club side. Yeah, a pure legend. He understands the game. He knows football. Do you think that that dream of capturing that Manchester City job is slipping away from him with his
Definitely,
handling of Burnley? Do you think it's
definitely,
slipping away?
definitely sleeping away. Definitely.
Or are we being harsh? Are we being harsh with him?
No, 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 no. Definitely slipping away because with the likes of Deserbi waiting in the line, with the with so many other managers waiting in the line, even including Arteta waiting in the line for Manchester City, I would say. Um,
Are you serious?
yeah,
Are you
I would
serious?
say in the future he wouldn't say no to it because he knows what Manchester City is, the setup and everything. If Guardiola leaves, they can tempt him. But what I'm saying is, with De Zerbi being there, with so many other, potential. Zinedine Zidane is one of the potential to replace Guardiola. Did you know that?
Probably.
Yeah.
Of course, of course, of course,
So
of course.
what I'm saying is, with those kind of managers, he does
Mm,
not have a chance. He does not stand a chance.
mm, mm.
Yeah, and most probably Tottenham are happy they didn't uh, get him as a manager, and they
As a
took
manager.
Postecoglou.
Mm, mm.
Mm.
See, yeah, I totally understand that, man. So you're giving that game to Newcastle. So no challenge whatsoever from Burnley. Yeah, they're just going to sit down and take the beating.
Yes,
No fight, no grit, nothing.
not in front of Newcastle, and
Oh my
it's
God.
at Newcastle home, right?
It's Newcastle, it's St James Park. That's what complicates everything for
Yeah,
Burnley. It's going to be a beating, man, in the park,
yeah.
man.
They're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
be hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. See, Sam, we'll move into the next one. Yeah, West Ham versus Sheffield United.
Oh.
See, Sheffield United, man, what a beating that they got
But
from
bear in
from.
mind, first half, Sheffield United, first 20 minutes against Newcastle, they were so good.
Yeah, but they fizzled out. And see, yeah, but part of the whole thing in the Premiership is that you must know how to conserve, yeah, your energy. You don't just rush it, and that's my problem with Arsenal Football Club. We come out against these teams in the first 10, 20 minutes, and then we fizzle out even sometimes towards the end of the game. Yeah, after 20 minutes, we just down tools and we just allow this team to come back into the game.
Mm,
That has been a very very big criticism of this other championship sides that have come into the league. They
mm,
think it's all energy in the first 10, 20 minutes, and teams that literally would sit back and just pick you apart are teams like Newcastle that have the machinery, that have the that have the players and the muscle to withstand such pressures in the first 10, 20 minutes, and when they get to settle down in the game, they get to crush you. And that's why I don't trust all these championship teams that just came in. They lack the experience in playing in a big league like this. They don't have the personnel to do that. It's going to be difficult for teams like Sheffield United to grind out points this season, and I don't see them grinding points against West Ham in London. What do you think?
yeah, I don't think the Sheffield United can handle West Ham, especially now, even though West Ham plays a type of a style of game that um, suits Sheffield United, and Sheffield United might be able to get something out of that because uh, West Ham United are not good with the ball.
But again, Sheffield United haven't won in 8 games.
Yes, but the
The
style,
last time they won was against Derby, and that was in the Championship.
yeah, 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 but the style suits Sheffield United.
Mm.
Yeah, so because they
Okay.
are a counter-attacking football, West Ham is a counter-attacking football, so they might be able to get something out of it because Sheffield United, if Sheffield United sits back a bit and don't let them do counter-attacking and they do it to them, that would be a challenge for West Ham United, I would say.
But again, see, yeah, see, Sam, yeah, it's no shame, yeah, to lose against Liverpool, away to Liverpool, 3 goals to 1. It's no big shame. That was what happened to West Ham. And to be very frank, the other beating that they got in the league was against you, Manchester City. Totally, again, it's not a big shame to get whooped
Yeah.
at home by Manchester City. So to be very fair to West Ham, they've come across difficult games this season. I didn't feel they lost too badly against Manchester City. I didn't feel they lost too badly against Liverpool, because those teams. That's why they're top in the table. They're big teams. They have big players. West Ham just lost one of their most influential players, and also in the middle of the park, in the mode of Declan Rice. So that was always going to be a very big drop off. In that team, but again, it's not looking too bad. They're getting these big games away, in terms of like they're playing these big games, even if they've lost, but it's up the way. It's more simpler games, more settled games that you literally see them at least making a point or getting a win, those 50-50 kind of games. And that's the position they would like to be in, going in the league right now, because they've put up those big games away. Man City down, Liverpool down, and it's just time to chop up, with the mid-table teams right now.
Yeah, I think the main difference they have is James Ward-Prowse,
Mm,
and that guy is going to be able to get them a lot of wins and a lot
okay.
of. Yeah, he's a big game changer. So most probably tomorrow the game is going to be 2-0. West Ham versus Sheffield United is going to be 2-0.
Sheffield United. So you see them winning that game,
Yes.
right? Yeah, good. Okay, we're going to the next one. Wolves versus. Oh my God, can Manchester City get it any easier? Yeah, the kind of games you guys are getting, easy after easy after easy games.
Nah.
See, Sam Shafiq, you play Wolves here in the Molineux. See, is it that the games are coming easy for you guys, or Manchester City is just making it look easy? And mind you, this will be your first game this season without Rodri in that position. It starts his first game ban after getting that red card in that
Uh,
game against
no, he
Nottingham
actually
Forest. So,
started
what do
first
you
game
think?
ban in Newcastle.
Okay. That's true. He didn't play at Newcastle. That's true. Okay, fair enough. You're the Man City guy, so of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, so I would say he gave Calvin Phillips the chance to prove himself in front of in Newcastle, the game against Newcastle.
Mm,
I just don't think Calvin Phillips will do the job, will be able to do the job.
yeah.
So he will play um, Bernardo Silva and Kovacic in that midfield role.
Mm,
So if Bernardo Silva is ready, he will play him alongside Kovacic in that midfield role with Foden alongside them.
mm.
And that game is going to be a tough game for Manchester City to digest or to break down, because Wolves are coming hungry. They are very injured and hungry, and it's like a, an angry and hungry lion. That's
Lion, yeah, coming
yeah,
at you.
yeah. So
Mm,
that's
but
what
but
Wolves are.
but again, what are lions when you don't have teeth? Yeah, you,
Yeah,
you lost you lost your EFL Cup game to lowly placed Ipswich. You drew against the whooping boys of the league, Luton, and that was 1-1. You played Liverpool, got a beating. At the end, down there, in your home, at Molineux. Uh, got beaten by Crystal Palace away. See, literally, these
yeah,
guys, they look like lions, running helter skelter for points, but they have no teeth.
yeah.
They haven't.
But if you look at it, they play good. In
Mm.
front of Manchester United, they should have won the game. In front of Manchester
Yeah,
United,
yeah, they
they
should
should
have.
have won the game.
Mm,
In front of
fair
Luton,
enough.
in front of Luton, they should have won the game, but the referees were unfair to them. So,
Mm.
two occasions the referees were unfair to them, and two games they could have won. In front of Liverpool, they played really well at the beginning, and they scored the first goal. Um, so they
Yeah,
have done really well. They have done really well. It's just they haven't been
mm.
lucky yet, and I hope
They
they're
haven't
not.
been lucky yet.
I just
Do,
hope they're
do, do,
not lucky tomorrow.
of course, as a Man City fan, Sam Shafiq, you definitely want to support your team. But see, yeah, but do you think they're going to escape relegation this season?
Um, it will be
Because
hard
because
for
if
them.
you if
It will
because
be
in
hard for
because
them.
in because if you if you've not won a game in 4 games in this league, that's relegation battle form.
Yes, it is. It is, and I agree. And it will be hard for them um to escape that.
Mm. So what's your prediction for the matchups? Don't give a high. Come on, man. Don't do that, man. Don't,
No, no,
Sam,
no. I
come
think
on, man.
it's gonna be a
Don't
tough
do that,
game.
man.
It's gonna be a tough game.
Okay.
It's gonna be a hard one, 2-1 for Manchester City. 2-1 for
Okay.
Manchester.
That are you being humble or
You know,
okay?
it's
I
just
don't want you to be humble. I don't want
because
you
we
to be
don't
humble.
know.
Just be yourself now, right now. Be a Man City fan right now.
Because we don't know how the team reacts without Rodri.
Mm, okay.
Already, we have lost one match against Newcastle without Rodri,
Yeah.
so we don't know how they will act and react.
Oh, that. Oh, I wasn't even looking at that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. You just lost a match against the Newcastle side without
Yeah.
Rodri. That's
Yes.
true. See,
Yeah.
tick tock. That game against Arsenal will be coming will be coming up, and of course, Rodri's red card extends to that time. Sam Shafiq, I can't wait to go. Head to head. With you without Rodri.
Just to tell you, Kevin De Bruyne is back in training and most probably
Oof.
ready for Arsenal game.
Oh my God.
I'm
But
only
again,
joking. I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
oh no, don't do this, man. Don't do this, man. Please. I don't want Kevin De Bruyne anywhere near that game against Arsenal, man. If we can keep Kevin De Bruyne out and keep Rodri out, then I can fancy my chances in the middle of the park. Of course, I'm not playing quite well, but we'll get to that later on when we get to Arsenal. See, this is the big one. Sam, you might be at that game tomorrow. Tottenham versus Liverpool. Also to get us reports from that stadium down there at Tottenham. White Lane, London, North London. What do you think, man? It's gonna be a big
Oh,
one.
that is gonna be a big, big, big game. One of the deciders of the game
Mm.
of the league.
Of the
This
league.
one is gonna decide how the league is gonna go. If Liverpool wins, Liverpool will be challenging for the title.
Mm.
If Tottenham gets a draw or wins, then we know who Tottenham is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only
Fair enough.
problem is I looked at Tottenham playing against Arsenal. They were kind of scared, even
Mm.
though I feel like they could have won the game because the Arsenal didn't really turn up. Yeah. So
Yeah. Fair
if
enough.
Arsenal had turned up in the biggest possible way, they would
Mm.
have won it 4-1, 4-2. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Arsenal didn't turn up.
Mm.
And at that moment, I realized, oh, Tottenham are just scared.
Mm.
Do you get it? So they are
Yeah.
building their confidence. And that's where the problem is. If they can get out of that, scaredness, like that,
Yeah.
scarcity, yeah,
Yeah.
they can beat Liverpool because Liverpool doesn't have a good defense.
Oh, but bro, Liverpool are out here mauling teams. They're out here beating teams. They're out here murdering teams, and they're doing it badly. 3-1, 4-1. They have Shalaspola, who's scoring goals, who's turning up. This is his first season in the Premiership, and look
Yeah.
at the damage this guy is causing. They brought in Gravenbach. from the Bundesliga. Look at that guy. Look at how he's playing. Uh,
Yeah,
Look at McAllister. It's turned into a midfield general in
yeah.
just a season in Liverpool. It's not even a season yet, and these guys are cooking. They brought in Endo. People thought that he's older, he's dead. Look at what he's doing. Playing quite well, a good defensive midfielder. He's also at the end of assists. He's scoring goals also. Bro, these guys look dangerous. Mohamed Salah, who was meant to leave Liverpool Football Club, we all thought that they're in crisis. But it even looks like Liverpool is even helping his game right now. He's looking like a deadly player out there. He's scoring goals. He's galvanizing the team. He looks huge. Yeah, and they have Darwin Nunes who's scoring for fun. My brother, man, that Liverpool team, they're cooking. Mind you, they also have Cody Gapco, who's also chilling and waiting, ready to score
Uh,
goals
and
anytime you
Diaz
need.
and Luis Diaz
Oh my God, these guys are cooking, man. They,
and
they, they're cooking. Even
Jota,
you can't deny it that Liverpool are looking
Jota.
good. Oh, of course, and see, yeah, and mind you, they still have other guys who are still on the bench, trying to come in. They have a couple of youths, in their youth setup, but
Yeah.
still that have been elevated into that first team, and they're looking good, man. They're looking good. Are you scared of Liverpool this season?
Um, I wouldn't say we are scared because
Mm.
Liverpool usually does 99% of the job and 1% they they miss out on and they lose the league. So that yeah, so
Yeah.
we are even when we are on gear two,
Mm.
like not last season, the season before, we were
Yeah.
on gear two and we still won the Premier League in the
Exactly.
last match.
The,
But it was gear two, like for Man City was, here and there.
here
Okay.
and there.
But
Yeah.
this season when we have um Kevin De Bruyne, John Stone, Bernardo Silva, all the players ready to play,
Mm.
then and Rodri back,
And
then
Rodri back
then we will take them like never before. Yeah,
like never before.
yes,
Totally
but I think this
understandable.
game is gonna be a very tough game. It would be a
Yeah.
3-3, 3-3. I would say 3-3
So
because
it's going to be a draw, right?
yeah, 3-3 draw. These both teams are ready to score, and both
Mm.
team haven't got good, solid defense. So it'll be a 3-3 or 4-3.
I think a draw is it's a good point for both of them. And as an Arsenal fan, I want it to be a draw. I want Tottenham Hotspur to draw, and also Liverpool, so that I can at least climb up that ladder a little bit this weekend. See the next one, Bournemouth versus Arsenal. What do you think, man? Big
No,
game
I
for
think
Arsenal.
I
Big
think this
game.
is
What,
gonna be.
what I mean by a big game is it is that game that Arsenal have to bounce back and get that win.
You see, bear in mind, last season Bournemouth destroyed you up to the 90th minute.
What do you mean destroyed? Sam, man,
Wait,
bro,
I'm gonna tell you.
destroyed,
I'm gonna
destroyed.
tell you.
Are
I'm
you
gonna tell you.
are you
Do you
are you
remember?
talking of 10-0 or oh my god, that was harsh, man.
No,
Destroyed.
no. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay,
They've
man.
they scored. They were winning 2-0
Mm,
until 70th minute or 80th minute.
true. Fact.
Yeah,
Fact.
and then
Fact.
you guys equalized, and the last kick of the game, Nelson scored the third goal to win, and
True.
you guys celebrated as if you have won the league. Yeah, at that moment.
That
So
was more 3 points to the bag, man. When,
yeah,
and,
but
and again, when you're getting those points against Man City and you're going for the title, man, the team spirit, you should be happy, man.
yeah, but let me tell you, this season Arsenal is not going to let that happen. Arsenal is going to go there and beat Bournemouth for 3-0 or 4-0.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oof. It better happen, man. It better
yeah,
happen. It better
because
happen.
they need to
Mostly
turn up. They
they
need to
need to
turn.
turn up, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, when you look at our game against Tottenham Hotspurs, yeah, what happened? Trossard injured in training, couldn't play. Martinelli injured already. Thomas Partey injured already. Declan Rice hobbled off at halftime. Bukayo Saka struggling in that game. You could see he needed a changing at the time. With all these injuries that have set into that Arsenal camp, do you think? And Arsenal haven't lost a game, and we all know that these injuries are coming to play. Do you think that?
And
mm,
Timber as well.
and mind you, and Timber, that's almost half of the Arsenal team out. Out. Do you think that if Arsenal get our players back, that we'll start getting into that balanced territory? Do you think like we'll bounce back and we'll start
Yeah,
winning
I think
games?
if you,
Do you think these injuries have a thing or two to play in the way Arsenal have been playing this season?
I think all what you need is Rice and Martinelli to be back.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really, truly, because Trossard is a squad player. He's not a startup. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah. I
that's
agree.
what you need. You need those two to make a difference. And
But
Martinelli,
again, Trossard is having a good season.
yeah,
He's
he is
scoring
having
goals.
a
He
good.
scored in the Champions League. He scored in a domestic game against Everton. Give us that win at
Yeah,
Everton. He's scoring big goals. He's getting into the act. He stepped up when a certain 65 million pound player hasn't stepped up for Arsenal. He has been the one to step up, take that mantle, score some very very good goals for us. See it it's good. It's good for Trossard. But again, I think he should be coming back into this game. I think it's something very little that happened to him.
yeah.
A little knock that happened to him. He's in contention for this game. Bukayo Saka should be back. I'm also hearing that Rice should be back too. So it's looking good. And for the game against Man City, Thomas Partey should be coming back. I'll be getting all these players back. So I just feel like Arsenal haven't been performing well this season, but we haven't lost either. What do you think? Yeah.
I think Arsenal is grinding games,
Mm,
grinding results out of games that they would have lost 2 seasons ago. Maybe not last season, but 2 seasons ago.
yeah.
So I think that's a positive thing to look at. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What would be this score line?
I think
Prediction.
4-0 Arsenal.
4-0 Arsenal. Hallelujah. Sam Sam gives us that one, man. That'll be a good one. See, Sam, the last game on Sunday is Nottingham Forest versus Brentford. What do you think?
I think that is a tough game to call as well because Nottingham
Yeah.
Forest is having a good season and
Mm,
Brentford are having a good season as well. So that is the last game of the weekend, and
mm.
um, and then um, yeah, I think it's going to be a draw.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be a draw, right? Yeah.
yeah, a
And
draw.
Brentford playing without Ivan Tony, right?
Yes,
But
but
they
they're
got they
good.
got
They're good.
Weezer.
Yeah,
You said they have Weezer, they have Mbuemo, but again, Arsenal bit these guys partly with our second string team also
yeah.
in the AFL Cup. So do you see that affecting them against Nottingham Forest where they're
I
going
think it's
away?
gonna be. They're gonna bounce back. They might win it. I would, yeah, I would be, I would, I would go for them to win it rather than Nottingham Forest, even though Nottingham Forest has been a good team this
They've
season.
been a good team this season. Awoni, out muscling players, they're out muscling defenders. I think he's a good player. But again, let's see, man. I still
The only
feel
thing
like
is Nottingham Forest. Sorry to cut you off. Nottingham Forest against Man City with 10 men, the entire half they couldn't score.
they couldn't score a goal, and that's a problem. I was just about to say that. Yeah, against 10-man City, and you couldn't do that with such an influential player like Rodri. Leaving the ground, and they should be turning things up and trying to score, but they couldn't get that goal. So again, it shows how good Man City is, or it shows how poor Nottingham Forest is. But again, that's a home game, yeah, and we just have to wait for that one and see, man. See the next one, Fulham against Chelsea on Monday. You might be going down there. another London game. Fulham, Craven Cottage. I think you've been to Craven Cottage already this season, right?
multiple times. Yeah,
Yeah, multiple times at Craven Cottage. See, what do you think? Fulham versus Chelsea. It's a London derby.
I think it's going to be a very tight game. It's going to be
Mm.
2-2. Prediction is going to be 2-2.
2-2. So you
Yes.
see Chelsea drawing that game.
Yeah, I think if Fulham doesn't win it, Chelsea is not going to win it.
But why do you have this confidence in Chelsea to bounce back?
No,
Hi, Luke. Big ups to Luke who's in the chat. Look, there's a show with Old School Gunner 8 p.m. today. Big show. Old School Gunner is coming to town. It's coming down here to chop it up with me. You have to be here, Luke James, man. Old School Gunner, and of course, my big friend Anthony Herbert is also joining him. Yeah, yeah. You were saying something, Sam, man.
yeah. So Chelsea has all the right ingredients
Hmm,
to cook.
hmm,
However,
hmm.
is where and what and when to put every ingredients in,
In. Hmm.
and they are trying to work it out. And there's no better person than their manager Pochettino to do so. So he's doing trials, but he's gonna come through, and I think
Do,
he's
do
gonna
you
do.
think it's gonna come true?
Yeah, I think Pochettino is gonna come through. I believe Pochettino is gonna come through. You know, there is two things in this season that's
Yeah.
gonna prove us that's gonna happen. One,
Okay.
Pochettino is gonna keep his job. He's not gonna
Okay.
lose his job.
Okay.
And Jadon Sancho is gonna lose his contract.
Wow. Sam Shaffeq with those
Yeah.
predictions, bold ones down there,
I'll
man.
tell you
Uh,
why.
why? Give me that
Because
reason.
Jadon Sancho is addicted to PS5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And PS5 is keeping him awake until 6 o'clock in the morning,
Oh
and
my God.
he cannot attend the training on time,
The
if,
training.
even though he's making 350,000 pounds, £350,000 a week.
God. Wow. And you can't turn up to trainings, man. Man, it's
25-year
shocking.
old,
Man, man, it's
£350,000 a week.
it's shocking. But again, I still do think that Eric Ten Hag, yeah, you're in a critical point at Manchester United. You need every player you can get. You need
I
everyone on board.
No,
Then sometimes you just have to put your hand around a stubborn player and say, "Hey, man, see, I really do need
not
you.
about
I know,
stubbornness.
I know you're stubborn. I know you don't want to turn up to training, but you know what? Yeah, I know you've disrespected me, but see." I would throw my ego away. I would throw everything away.
No,
Come
he's
into the fold.
bro.
Let's win some games. Let's put Manchester United first. Let's forget this personal stuff. Let's get Manchester United where they should be. If I was the manager, that would be my position. I,
Bro, listen to
I'll put
this.
Manchester United first. But right now, Ten Hag is not putting Manchester United first. Of course, he's flouted some rules. I get that. I get that. But there's sometimes you just have to see, Manchester United, see, they're not going to win the title this season. That's a fact. They're not. So they're going to struggle this season to get points, and they're already struggling already. So for him not to make, uh, not to have that downturn in this team go for far too long. Why can't you put your arms around players? Mostly now that Anthony is not going to be in the picture. You need Sancho at least up until the January transfer window. Why not put your arms around this stubborn kid and bring him back to the fold and say, "Hey, welcome, son. You know what? You flouted the rules. You've done all this stuff. You've abused me publicly. But you know what? I forgive you. You're a younger guy. You're my younger son. I put my arms around you. Come into the fold. Come get us some goals. You can revive your Manchester United career." What's wrong in doing that?
I'm gonna
What's
tell you.
wrong?
I'm gonna tell you. Last season, he sent Jadon Sanchez for 3 months to New York for uh, mental treatment. to help him treat uh, uh, anxiety and so and so. Yeah.
mm,
So
mm.
he did that last season, but this season, other players are looking at Jaden Sancho and saying, "Oh shit, this guy is taking like
Yeah,
his
yeah, I get
yeah,
that.
it's like he's messing around and nobody's here to tell him anything. Why can't we do the same thing? Yeah, Garnacho can do the same. Hoyland can do the same. Yeah, if this doesn't, if Eric Ten Hag doesn't put a stop to this, he will have everybody else turning against him.
Uh,
Yeah, and
but,
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
but again, what's the need if you're not winning games? What's the
No,
need if you're
no.
not winning games? You'll be sacked anyway. Because we all know that they will still criticize you. These fans don't care. These
Yeah,
fans are like pigeons, yeah?
it's not
They
just
don't care.
about Eric Ten Hag. It's not just about Eric Ten Hag. It's the whole the whole team realize that the whole coaching staff, the whole the directors, the managers know what's
I hear
going
you.
on. Yeah,
Mm.
so everyone at Manchester United believe Jadon Sancho is a problem.
Well, for me, man, if it's me, I'll do more of talking to him, bringing him into the fold first, and grind anything you can get from this guy till January. Performances, it could turn up. That's what it can give you. You can't tell me that a player who was tearing it up for Borussia Dortmund is a
I'm
total
going to tell
shitty
you a
player.
fact.
I don't totally believe that. There's something in this guy that could still work out.
Do you know the report just came out from Germany that Jadon Sancho had punctuality problems in Germany. Sometimes after the game, he gets a flight out and he goes away without any permission. He doesn't turn up for two trainings. He doesn't come on time. He's always late. He's got a problem with. He's addicted to PS5. He's always playing PS5 uh, up to early in the morning.
Mm,
And lately, they are saying he's taking some drugs, the balloons or whatever they are talking about. Yeah. So
yeah.
it's so much going on there, and it's a bad culture,
Yeah, it's so much.
bad example to keep in the
Bad
team.
examples
Yeah.
in the
So
team. Yeah,
that's
exactly. No,
why.
well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, good that they've alienated him. Actually, I'm not a Manchester United fan. Last time I checked, I'm an Arsenal fan. Yeah. So anything that they get, I like what they're getting right now. Yeah. That's their business. Yeah. But again, if it is me and I'm looking at the barrel, my job is about to go, man, I will take that shot in the dark. Because whether we like it or not, Eric Ten Hag isn't. He's gonna get pressured this season. He's gonna get peppered because the Premiership he's not gonna win it this season. That's a fact. Yeah, we have Man City, we have Liverpool. Of course, Arsenal is still waiting in the wings. And look at Tottenham; they're looking good. So he's not going to win that trophy this season. So
Mhm.
imagine if he's out of the top four mid-season. Just imagine if he gets out of top four by mid-season. He's not gonna win that. Definitely, he might not win the Champions League. He's is at risk of not winning a trophy this season. And if he doesn't get top four, if he doesn't get any trophy, domestic trophy this season, it's as good as sacked. It's a dead man working. So that's what I'm saying. Do you prefer to be a dead man working or taking a shot in the dark and having anything that you can get to just get you points. Swallow anything, throw your pride away, get anything to just get you there. Then January you can throw him away. Bro. That's how they do things, yeah. But again, who am I to speak? If I speak, see, Sam, man. But I do get what you're saying, man. Bad examples need to be rooted out of the team. It's a
Yeah.
totally understandable thing, so it doesn't, of course, this is how clubs are run. You have to run clubs properly, so those type of attitudes and characters doesn't spread. It's totally understandable. But again, you also staring, at the barrel at your job. You're out of the top four. You might not win a trophy this season. Even the Carabao Cup you won last season might be in big contention this season because Arsenal is still in that competition. Other big wigs are still in that competition. You might not win it. The FA Cup, I don't see them winning it because other teams will literally want to die in that position to get that FA Cup this season. In the Champions League, they're not good enough. They might, get out. So there's no way they're going to win a trophy this season. And if you're not winning a trophy and you're not getting top four, that's where the bigger problem is. And for a big manager like Eric Ten Hag, you're facing the sack. That's what I'm saying. And this fans you call fans, the people you call fans, they're gonna turn on you because they're not fans to come and look at you. They're fans. They want to win. They want to win trophies, so they will turn on Eric Ten Hag in a minute. In a minute, they will want him out. Right now, they even want him out. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
yeah.
So what's your prediction for that final game? Chelsea, Fulham.
It's gonna be 2-2 for me.
2-2. Good. Sam, we've come to the end of the show. Sam, please tell us what we're going to be expecting this weekend on Sam Shafiq, the Premier League London cruise. What do you think, man?
Yeah, we are expecting to go to two, a minimum of two and maybe three games within the London area. One of them is the main one is Liverpool versus Tottenham, and
Yeah.
the other one is West Ham versus Sheffield United, and
Yeah.
last but not least is Chelsea Fulham.
Yeah. Chelsea, Fulham. Well, let's see, man. Sam, and we'll wait for those reports. I'll be having a watch along here tomorrow with, of course, Bournemouth, Arsenal. I'll be here with Wolfang Division. That's my guy. We'll be doing the watch along together. I will be doing that watch along too with TJ Warren too if he's available for that matchup too. So guys, join us tomorrow. Join us also with the YouTube shots where Sam Shafiq will be bringing those reports down here, with us and the videos from that Tottenham Stadium at White Hart Lane against Liverpool. And of course, other games in London too, like on Monday, Fulham Chelsea will also be coming up with Sam Shafiq. Sam, man, it's always a good time with you. It's always good when co-owners of the channel come around and talk good football together, man. Big up to you. Thanks for joining
Thank
me. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you. You guys have a lovely one, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, guys, don't step away. In the next 15 minutes, I have another show. Me and Old School Gunner are gonna be in the house. It's a big one, yeah. It's gonna be, it's gonna be flying, 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 flying. See, things are gonna fly today, yeah. Me and Old School Gunner, you have to join us. It's an Arsenal affair, yeah. Me, him, and Anthony Herbert, we're gonna be chopping it up, yeah. 8 o'clock, don't miss it, yeah. And join me and Sam Shafiq also for the London cruise also this weekend. Don't miss any of this stuff from me and Sam Shafiq. Bye.
See you later, guys.
Peace.